Alright, so once again, folks, we gotta talk about localizers, and especially this one in particular, who comes across as one of the most arrogant SOBs I've seen in a long time. And great job to Sankaku Complex for putting this article out. Great work, once again. See, this is why I say companies need to start getting rid of these lunatics and start setting the tone with these unhinged localizers. By the way, this also solidifies my sentiment that there's an attack only on women in gaming and anime when it comes to how they are quote-unquote supposed to look to these unhinged localizers. From Sankaku Complex, Western localizer disparages project code name M character as unnatural. And what I'm about to show you guys might piss you off, but this isn't a reason once again to find this guy's Twitter and harass him. Please do not do that. We don't get down like that on this channel, right? We don't do that here. But by the way, before I go any further into the article, make sure you are subscribed, and you're still subscribed. YouTube is deleting subscribers once again. Not that I have much anyway, but I'm trying to grow this channel, so make sure you're subscribed for more daily nerd content, anime, manga, gaming, and a lot of controversial topics like this one. I'm on a mission to get 1,000 subscribers, and I would appreciate your help on getting that. Thank you guys for tuning in on a Sunday morning. Let's get into it. Alright, so Western localizer has once again taken aim at a Japanese game and decried it as unacceptable for Western audiences, exposing his lack of knowledge of Japanese culture and human anatomy. And while the developer stood up for his work, the exchange was later deleted, causing some to deem this as the developer giving in to the ignorant criticism. And this is the character in question right here. That is the character that this localizer is so upset about. So it goes on to say, localizer replied to a comment suggesting that the legs seemed unusual and agreed with the assessment, deeming it unnatural and something that localizers would reject outright despite it having nothing to do with the translation work, while also being unaware that people with bow legs exist. It's very true. But you're body shaming now, huh? So what we doing now, sir? So here's it right here. The movements on the legs is a bit too much and unnatural maybe, but the character design and background looks great. Now this is this unhinged localizer. Here's what he says. Yeah, that's what I thought. I work in video game, and whenever Japanese designers send us these kind of designs for a female character, legs with inward knees, we reject them as unnatural. I wish they do more anatomically correct legs for women.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Okay, so cultural differences aside here, okay fam? This moron is trying to rationalize being upset about the fact that this chick's legs aren't anatomically correct in a freaking video game. I mean, this guy would have lost his everlasting mind if he played Danganronpa. This character right here in the far right, do the legs look kind of similar to you compared to let's scroll up here. This a little bow leg action? The Japanese style of drawing women or men in art in general is not how we do stuff over here for the most part. And you picked a career field where you would be upset about the fact that women's body parts or even men's body parts won't be anatomically correct. And then you have the nerve to gaslight this game designer, trying to justify your excuse for doing it because, well, us Westerners don't like it. Speak for yourself, fam. Don't speak for all of us. Alright, so let's get into it even further. Walking and posing with inner toes in a kind of Japanese culture often seen in kawaii, and in fact many young girls who do so. This is, by the way, the game designer who obviously had a lot to say about this guy's tweet. We don't feel this is unnatural. It does look like too cutesy though. We'd be happy if you would not correct our culture and the taste of Japanese girls. Yeah. So labeled as uninformed and prudish by some, declaring a part of Japanese culture as unnatural, the localizer tried to apologize while being condescending to the developer by repeatedly calling him sensei while agreeing that such refusals are wrong. This is gonna piss you guys off. I'm sorry if this offended you, sensei. This is the rules for the workplace that I work in, and I'm well aware of the kawaii culture. I'm part of Harajuku scene myself. Right. And I posed like that too. But you have to understand that this is the process of localization. And sometimes when it's overly exaggerated, it also offends people here. So nobody can win, really. Who does this offend? If this art style offends you, don't buy the game. Don't play the game. And while you're at it, don't play this one or any game like it. And I don't think I know anyone personally who would complain about this art style. But wait, it continues. Understand there are different cultures and some of them are unacceptable. We don't intend to be careless in order to offer our games globally. Not sure how to deal with the girl with the inner legs though, but we are going to be careful about the expressions in the game. The localizer was on hand to offer guidance and further diminish whatever might make the game unique and special in Japanese culture. Goes on to say, no worries, sensei. I work for a very big game company that offer games mainly intended for young children. That's why we have to be extra careful. Sensei's game will probably be ready for teenagers and older, so he'd be fine. So for teens and older. But the girl's leg design is what really bothers you. And this is why I say a lot of these companies need to start getting rid of these activated localizers, because they do stuff like this and it does make us look bad. It really does. Goes on to say, one commenter brought attention to the overall prudishness of Western localizers and developers and how detrimental they can be to Japanese works, but the localizer was friendly in his deflection. The comment says, too many prudish Westerners who think their way is the right way these days. And then this guy goes on the offense. Hey, friendly correction here. Excuse me. It has nothing to do with being too prudish. Sometimes when it's overly exaggerated, it looks like there's a problem with the knee bones of the character. Hence why we asked to fix it so it looks just a bit more natural. Dogs, it's a video game. You are tripping over a video game character. But the multitude of game characters that look unnatural or weird and whatever, you pick this one to trip over. You gotta, you must, touch grass. I'm trying not to cuss, guys. In case you can tell, I'm trying not to cuss. This guy's really pushing my buttons today. The Japanese developer thanked the localizer. Yeah, I understand the intent. I also tweeted about it, but the video is playing quite fast and could be seen as exaggerated. We're in the process of creating the motion as well, so we plan to adjust it so it looks more natural. In any case, glad for your input. Thanks. See, I don't take it as him giving in. I didn't like accepting the fact that he should correct the legs. I just think he just doesn't care anymore. He's like, yeah, okay, thanks for your input. I don't care, but no, thanks for your advice. I don't think it's him trying to say he's gonna actually adjust the design of the legs, which I hope they aren't, by the way. It says, oh, I'm so happy you understand. If you ever want to discuss about localization for Western audiences, such as things that are seen as possibly strange, like bow legs. Bow legs to you are strange, bruv. Feel free to send me a message and I'll be happy to give you an opinion from a professional localizer's editor's point of view. Such an arrogant piece of crap. I'm trying not to cuss. Arrogant. Get rid of him. Get rid of. Okay, the entire conversation was later deleted, and in its place was a tweet with a different girl in a similar pose. Oh, okay. A different commenter seemed to provoke a response from the localizer when his credibility and sincerity was questioned. potentially exposing them as another self-important localizer determined to strip Japanese culture down and make it to conform to Western sensibilities. But Haneda has worked with English localizations before. This isn't their first rodeo, and they're not new to working with English lock editors. Way to come across as patronizing, man. I totally agree. I 110% agree, and I have a feeling a lot of you guys would agree as well. Way to misunderstand my words. Guess what? I work my full-time job in localization, and we need other people's input every day. Just because you've done it once doesn't mean you're good for the rest of your life. It's an ongoing journey. I learn every day myself. Shut up. So really, you don't need to get offended on her behalf. I mean, well, when offering this, it's sad how Twitter will find a way to twist your intention for the smallest things, bruh. Your intentions are on full display. From the beginning to the very end of this conversation, you came across as an arrogant SOB. I don't care. Yeah, you're just a douche. You're a douche, and I don't see anything wrong with the legs. The legs are fine. Where is it? There we go. Right here. Nothing wrong with this at all. But anyway, I think I've ranted long enough on this. You guys get the point. This guy is a complete and utter douchebag, and that is my critique of you. What are your thoughts about this? Let me know in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more content. And I really am looking forward to your comments. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting the red subscribe button. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.